Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Jared Pali's Fragrance Reviews. Tonight we're going to be looking at a wonderful fragrance from the house of Hugo Boss. This fragrance is known as Boss in Motion. This is the 2022 formulation. This fragrance originally came out in 2002, and that original bottle, if you remember, was not really a bottle. It was actually like a disc, a round disc, and this fragrance and the original are very, very similar. The differences are maybe a little bit in projection and in the overall power of the fragrance. This is classified as an aromatic, spicy scent. So I'm going to take this out of the box and give it a spray in the back of my wrist. And you'll take a look at the new bottle, which is quite a traditional bottle, but it's pretty beautiful. It's got an orange type of juice to it. Spray in the back of the wrist. Kind of a half sprayer. Not the greatest sprayer. So initially, you get a very gorgeous, kind of slightly creamy, tart orange, which is, I find, spectacular. As it starts to dry down, you still have this creamy orange tartness, but it becomes a little bit spicy in a sweet way, but this is not an obnoxious way. It has a very natural feel to it and becomes slightly powdery as well. Later on, the orange creamy DNA is still there, but it kind of fades a little bit into the background and the fragrance becomes a little bit green, which is an interesting note to be added to this orange creamy mixture, and it's slightly woodier and muskier. So it's a moderately complex fragrance, but it is very satisfying. As advertised, the top notes are bergamot, violet leaves, basil, and pink pepper. The mid notes are nutmeg, cinnamon, and cardamom, and the base notes are various woodsy notes, sandalwood, and musk. Performance on this was very good. I got about 5 hours, and this is not an expensive fragrance, so it's great value. So if you get 4 or 5 hours from a moderately expensive fragrance, I consider that excellent. It's great off the close, and it's got very good scent wafts, trails, and bubble for the first couple hours. But this is a fragrance because of this kind of creamy orangeness to it. You have to be careful. I would say if it's very hot outside or you're working or doing something where you're going to generate a lot of body heat, because it can start to change the smell of the fragrance. So I think you have to use this in an environment where your body temperature is going to be low. You're not going to have any type of perspiration. And I would not necessarily recommend to overspray something like this. I would just have maybe a couple sprays on the neck or one on the clothes and maybe reapply later. But don't overspray and don't keep applying every hour or two, because I do not think it's going to make that much of a difference. So again, with any fragrance, you have to learn how to wear it. Overall, I would say this is an excellent fragrance, which is appealing, sexy in kind of a soft way, but it's still masculine and it's somewhat fresh. Who can wear this? I would say any gentleman in their late teens all the way up to late 20s. So if you're a more mature gentleman, if you're a little more sophisticated, this may be just kind of like a fun, playful type of fragrance, but it's not a fragrance that I would say you would take, you would wear to be taken seriously, or you'd wear to an office or a meeting. It's not going to command a lot of, not necessarily respect, but it's not going to be an authoritative fragrance. It will be a fun fragrance. So performance, like I said, is good. The price is right, but always try before you buy. And the other thing is, I would say this, even though it has citrus elements to it, I would still classify it as maybe a cooler spring day, a fall day, or even maybe winter. And I even say around Christmas time, because it's got a little bit of that creamy scent to it. I think it would work well. So if you like this video, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Any comments or questions you have on this wonderful fragrance from Hugo Boss, leave them down below and I'll always get back to you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.